Hello and welcome back to Cloveriness. My name is Michelle and this video is going to be a review video and it's of Perfect Escape by Jennifer Brown. I didn't know very much about this book when I first bought it. I just knew that it was the new book by Jennifer Brown and, purchased it impulsively. For reasons known only to myself. The fact that I bought it myself and the fact that it's a hardback book meant that it stayed on my shelf unread for far too long. I think it was definitely the We Need Diverse Books campaign which put this back on my radar and made me excited to read it again. Because this book is about two characters, Kendra and Grayson. They're siblings and they go on this road trip together. Now, Kendra is a high school student and she's been kind of living in Grayson's shadow her entire life. Grayson is her older brother. I think he's in his early 20s or maybe 20. I don't know exactly. But he has OCD and his sort of levels of OCD are quite extreme, and he's only just come out of a treatment facility to try to manage his OCD, and because of this and because of the impact that this has had on Kendra and Grayson's family, Kendra has sort of lived her life thinking that she has to be perfect in order to share some of the attention and sort of spotlight that that Grayson holds already just by being himself and for having OCD. So she goes to really great lengths to push herself and really overachieve and succeed, really, mostly in school. And at the start of this story, Kendra is actually in a really tough position as she's just been caught out cheating at school and she's sort of facing suspension or expulsion or something really terrible, and her parents are going to find out and she's just not ready to face up to those consequences. And as I said, Grayson has just come out of this treatment facility, and I think that Kendra's thought patterns on this road trip are a little bit skewy. She thinks, if they run off to California and they meet up with this old friend of theirs, then Grayson will somehow be magically cured, and if he's cured then it means that Kendra might not be in as much trouble as she is. And I didn't love that thought pattern of Kendra's, but I did love this book. I loved Kendra and Grayson's relationship together. I loved seeing Kendra and Grayson both discover really their siblings in a new light and see things from each other's point of view. I mean, a lot of the interesting road trip elements of the story are kind of brushed over, like some of the narrative will jump and it'll be like 8 hours later, or 3 state lines have just been passed before something else will come, and they just sort of jump over those huge periods of time. But I think that it was done so that this sibling relationship could be explored better. By the end of the story, I really felt for both Kendra and Grayson. I loved them both individually and especially together. I loved that there is not a big romantic element aspect to the story at all. It's mostly just these two together. I mean, they do end up having other interactions with other characters throughout the story, but it is mostly just them, and I do love that. I really would like to see more sibling relationships being the center of attention in young adult fiction. And definitely more exploration of other conditions like OCD in stories as well. I thought this was really interesting. I loved the sibling relationship. I love the fact that it is a cross-country road trip. Again, I loved that it has an element of OCD to it. And there are characters in this book who who just seem to accept Grayson for who he is. And while it takes Kendra a bit more time to get to that point, I love that she tries as much as she does. There's so much bickering and arguing between Kendra and Grayson, and it made me really happy to read. So that is my very short review of Perfect Escape by Jennifer Brown. Have you read this book? Do you have any other recommendations for storylines involving OCD? Have you read anything else by Jennifer Brown? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.